Pressure canning is the only method recommended by the U.S. Department of Agriculture for safely canning low-acid foods such as vegetables, meats, and fish. Low-acid foods must be canned at a temperature of 240 degrees Fahrenheit or higher and held there for the time specified in the recipe to destroy the bacterial spores naturally present in these foods. Pressure canning utilizes pressurized steam to reach this superheated temperature. This pressurized heat destroys the potentially harmful bacterial spores. Weighted gauge canners are one of the approved canners for use in home canning. Weighted gauge canners have various types of weights to achieve 5, 10, and 15-pound pressure increments. These weights jiggle or rock as pressure is building and during processing. A rack goes on the bottom of all canners to prevent jars from sitting directly on the canner, which gets very hot and can cause jar breakage. Place your rack in the bottom of the canner. To use your pressure canner, first read the manufacturer's directions. Then add 2 to 3 inches or 2 quarts of hot water to the canner. Heat water to simmer. Next, place filled jars carefully on the rack using a jar lifter. Then place the lid onto the canner and lock into place. Now it's time to vent the canner. Leaving the weight off the vent port, turn the stove burner to its highest setting and heat the canner until steam flows from the vent. Let the canner steam until a steady stream of steam starts to flow from the valve. Once you have a steady stream, set a timer for 10 minutes. You will need to vent the canner for a full 10 minutes before pressurizing. Next, pressurize the canner by placing the weight on the vent port. As the canner pressurizes, you will see the weights jiggle or rock back and forth, but please refer to manufacturer's directions for your specific canner. Monitor the pressurizing, so once it reaches the recommended pressure, you are ready to process. Set your timer according to the research-based recipe. Regulate heat under the canner to maintain a steady pressure. If the weight stops rocking or jiggling, it has gone below pressure. Bring the pressure back up and restart the timing process again. Once the timer goes off, turn off the heat to the canner. Pressure canners take time to depressurize after processing before the lid can be opened. Wait at least 30 to 45 minutes to depressurize. Then remove the weight from the vent port. Unfasten the lid and remove it carefully. Open the lid away from you so that steam does not burn you. Leave the jars in the canner for 10 minutes to keep liquid from leaking out. Then carefully remove the jars using a jar lifter by lifting them straight out of the canner. The water on the lids will evaporate. Place jars on a towel, cutting board, or rack to cool for 12 to 24 hours. After 12 to 24 hours, once jars have sealed, label each jar with the date and the name of the product. If a jar did not seal, you have the option to reprocess using the same processing time, freeze, or place in the refrigerator and consume. To store your jars of canned food, remove the rings, place in a dry, dark area, and use within 1 year.